Hi friends, and welcome to Fireflies in Life. Today I'm going to share with you tips that can help you choose a university in the US for a master's program. Number 1, ranking. When you're looking for a college or a university, please do not go with just the college or the university rank, but look for your course rank. I will link below 2 websites that can help you find rankings of colleges based on your courses in the US. Sometimes it can happen that a college or a university is not that well known, but that specific course or program in the college is in very high demand or is well known. More than the college or the university rank, ultimately your own personal efforts and the professional network matters. So, do universities rank matter? Yes, but only up to a certain extent. I would just say that don't go crazy after university rankings. Number 2, Alumni Connections. The college you did your undergrad in your home country, if you have alumni working or studying in the US, the first step will be please connect with them, look at their profile and see where are they working right now. Reach out to them via LinkedIn, Facebook or any other social media platform or however you prefer, but you must reach out to them before coming here. Number 3, which is very important and not many people take into account, is geography. It really matters which field you come from and where you study in the US, because in the US there are certain regions where some sectors have more opportunities. To give you an example, let's say you want to work in the Hollywood. No matter the competition in LA, you would want to be in LA. Similarly, if you're coming from a tech field and you want to work in the tech, the best place to be would be the West Coast. If you are in finance or the arts, then of course New York. If you are in biotech, Boston. If your goal is to work in banks, Chicago is a good place. And if you want to work in the non-profit or governmental institutions, then Washington DC. If construction and other related areas, then the Midwest. So what I mean to say is that if you are from finance, then your goal is to work in finance, then even though if you have gotten admission in your college that doesn't have a good ranking but the location is in and around New York, please give a preference because you will have more opportunities there rather than, let's say, Texas. At the end, I would just say that if you're not from a technical field like computer science or IT, it really depends on the geography and where you study, also based on your field. So try to research on that and take into account geography before deciding on the college. Number 4, college industrial partners. What I mean by this is, please see what kind of companies visit your college and how many people from your program get hired. And out of that, if you're an international student, see the percentage of international students getting hired in so and so companies. Because it's just not enough that there are hundreds of companies visiting the career fair, but how many of them are hiring international students and how many of them are hiring international students from your program, which is a very important fact to consider. And also at the same time, I would say that see how many international students were there in your master's program and where are they now, what are they doing, what was their background before they did the master's program, and what is their profile. You should definitely try to connect with them to understand the challenges or the benefits. And even though if you don't know them, it doesn't matter. In every college in a university or in the US definitely has an alumni page or a Facebook group, something like that. And even if they don't have, you can reach out to the admission department and say that I want to connect with an alumni, an international alumni, and they will connect you. So what will happen in this case is that you will get to talk with the person who has walked that path, and it will help you better visualize and understand what lays ahead and will help you in your decision. 5, course content. So I'm assuming that if you're coming for an MS, even though you get 100% scholarship, you will spend some money out of your pocket. So you definitely want to see the course content of the program, because you don't want to be learning the same things you learned back in your home country. And you really want to see that you are actually getting a value out of the program. So please don't neglect this and go over the course content or the courses. Sometimes it can also help you understand if you are okay with pursuing that course. So for me, I come from sciences and I was going into a business program, and I didn't know that if I'll enjoy finance or a marketing course. So to familiarize myself and to see if I like it or not, I went over some courses in Coursera. I linked the platform below. I didn't take any certification, but that was just to see and understand what a typical class would be like. It helped me a lot in my decision making. Number 6, time. A MS program in the US can range anywhere from 1 year to 3 years. The benefit of 1 year is, of course, you have less time, but it is also like drinking from a fire hose. I did a 1 year program and it was super hectic, and you have to manage so many things at one time. The benefit of a 2 year or 3 year program is that you get the time to do an internship, which you do over the summer or the winter. You get to earn some money, and you also make professional connections, and you have better prospects of getting a job, I would say. Number 7, scholarship. So in the US, almost all programs will give you some amount of scholarship depending on the strength of your application and also your economic circumstances. But be aware that usually the assumption is that a 2-year program will give less scholarship than maybe a 1-year program, meaning that in terms of dollar value, you will be paying more for a 2-year program compared to 1 year. This is not the case. Most times 1-year programs will give you, in percentage wise, less scholarship than a 2-year program. So you really need to think in that terms as well. I'll make a separate video on scholarship, on part-time jobs and everything else, because that is a huge topic to discuss. Number 8, cost of living. In the US, your cost of living can vary greatly if you're living in a big city or a small town. So you must take into account the expenses that will be occurring, and you should also think in terms of return on investment. What I mean is it worth to spend that much of money in living expenses? And also see what kind of jobs you will get after the program, and is it really worth to live in a big city compared to a small town. Number 9, different courses. So this is something not everybody knows. So in countries like India, it is expected that if you study English, you will have to do a master's or PhD in English. Similarly, if you study maths, you think that you'll have to do something related to that. In the US, if you're coming for a master's program, it is very, very flexible and open. So please explore your options based on your based on your interest as well as the job opportunities. Let's say, to name a few programs, something like business analytics. To apply for a business analytics program, I don't think the prerequisite is that you have to come from an engineering background. If you have studied physics or maths or any other economics, and you feel that you'll be comfortable doing that program, the universities in the US are very flexible and they'll accept your application. Similarly, there is a program called Global Affairs, where anybody from any field can join. And similarly, there's a program for public health. So the best way to do this is select a university and just go through them and go through the programs they offer and see what are the prerequisite courses they require, if they require, and then decide on it. Please keep an open view on this. Don't just stick to one master's program that you have. And at all times, please keep in mind the prospect of jobs. How well is the program in placing all the students, specifically international students? Number 10, attend online events. What I mean by this is, now especially because of COVID, all the universities in the US host online events which are free, and you can attend them, learn about the program, talk with the alumni, get brochures. Please do that and network. I cannot emphasize enough. Talk with people who have done the program or who are in the program. That's the best way that you'll understand what a program is. And try to talk with a person or connect with a person who has a similar professional background as yours, because that person will be able to better understand where you are coming from and what challenges you might face. With this, I come to the end for today's video. If you liked my content, please subscribe to my channel and spread the news to anybody who you think could benefit from it. Stay tuned for next week, where I'll share more tips and tricks. Thank you.